My thoughts on the fight? I mean, like I said, I've been there, dealt with that man. I know. My thoughts is, hey, another spectacular performance from Shakur Stevenson. I felt that he showed maturity, especially coming off everything he's been through with the weight and everything. He still shows his composure and he did what he had to do. I thought honestly that he could probably could have stopped him, especially after the knockdown, but. You know, it took his foot off the gas, and like you pointed out, it could have been because of him trying to make weight this whole entire week. So we'll see what he does at lightweight.
Jamel, you know, taking care of business at 130 is one thing. 135, it's a whole nother
different
animal.
I get it. Don't get me wrong. Shakur Stevenson may not be the biggest puncher or the biggest hitter moving up, especially coming from this division going up to the next division. But he still has the technical skill level and the skill set to hang with a lot of those guys out there. I believe he'll still frustrate and grab a couple of those titles, if not all the titles at lightweight. But he has to be smart. He can't go in there, just walking everybody down like he did tonight. I mean, eventually he can if he breaks them down, but you have to be smart while you're doing it.
So you think his skill set will get him by?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, and his defensive skills. I mean, listen. If you can't hit something, it doesn't matter how big, how strong you are. If you can't land, a solid, clean shot on him, it doesn't really matter how big a puncher you are up there.
So what do you feel like is the most competitive fights at 135 pounds?
I think a lot of those guys that we think of that he mentioned on the stage, Vasily Lomachenko, he's always going to be a threat no matter what people may think of from his past 2 defeats or whatever.
Could you
Devin Haney?
Could you rank them? Devin, Loma,
I
Tank?
Yeah, those 3. I think obviously you got to put Devin Haney despite anybody thinks at number 1 because he is the king of the division. He has all the belts.
I don't mean rank them in terms of their standing in the division, but in terms
of competition. I'm talking about. I'm going in terms of competition.
Okay,
You got to give him that. He's the king for a reason. Of course, I probably go back and forth debate between Lomachenko and Gervonta Davis, mainly because though people can complain about Gervonta Davis's past opposition, Tank is still a sharp, strong fighter, and he's more than just power. He actually has technical boxing skills as well. We just haven't seen it with a really high level opponent. But I still think Tank Davis is definitely a dangerous fight. And then I'll also probably put down if I'm going to have Tank and Lomachenko at 2, I probably have to give 3 to Ryan Garcia.
Is that a real possibility with all the politics in boxing? Can that fight actually be made?
Listen. When you have a star power such as Shakur Stevenson, trust and believe they will force the issue in order to get him to be a mandatory or convince somebody or one of those a champion to get in the ring with him by bringing the bank with them. You know what I mean? So it's a possibility, but money talks, and money talks.
Both Ryan and Tank, the whole Twitter thing, smoke, December, blah, 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 whatever. Now, let's just say that fight does happen. Who would you give the edge to, man?
I'm going with Gervonta Davis based off skill and experience.
You ain't even have to think about it.
Nah,
you ain't giving Ryan no love.
Listen, nothing against Ryan Garcia, but we seen Ryan Garcia, been hurt by southpaws such as Luke Campbell, and he keeps his head on the line still. You can't do that with a guy like Gervonta Davis. It just takes one shot. I mean, you see what he did with his last fight with Rollies. He just sat back, on the back foot and knocked him out off the rope. So Tank Davis's power is real.
Would you say that, granted he did get knocked down, but he did gain that
experience? He did get up, and he got confidence, and he got to stop it in his own right. Mm-hmm. I just think, though, we still haven't seen, and like I said, Tank, again, like I pointed out earlier, we still want to see Tank fight better opposition, but I believe Tank has fought more better opposition than Ryan Garcia up to this point, in my opinion.
Would Ryan have to fight a perfect fight against Tank?
No, I think Ryan just had to just add a little bit more defense to his arsenal. He doesn't move his head a lot, and that's my main thing. My main thing, he stays on the lines. But I think overall Ryan will still give a good fight. It just, like I said, in the end, I believe that experience factor will be the big factor in that fight.
And last thing before I let you go, I don't want your wife to kill me.
Shout out to Jay Henry, over here. Follow on Twitter and Instagram.
Did you watch Canelo's fight last weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're looking a certain way. Some people are saying Canelo looks great. Other people are saying that it looks like Canelo's kind of slipping a little bit. What do you think?
It's kind of a bit of both. Like he looked great in spots, of course. Especially with defensive skills. But sometimes it's like he seemed kind of bored in there. He didn't have that same flair as he did in the first 2 fights with Golovkin. But I think that for the most part, the general public was just tired of seeing, nobody didn't really want the rematch. I mean, shout out to Golovkin at 40 years old, still fighting at a high level, but really most of us didn't really care to see that as much.
Gotcha. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man.
For Canelo.